What's up, everyone? Welcome to a brand new video. Now, I'm starting to think that you guys are taking the kill myself a little bit too seriously. It's all a joke. I'm not really suicidal. I'm not depressed. I actually quite like living. So if you guys are taking it seriously, I'm going to fucking kill myself. But on a serious note, I got another video for you guys today, and it is another story video. But this is actually kind of a continuation of the last one that I did about the angriest teacher ever, Miss Anderson, because that day actually led up to the next day on where I got suspended from high school for 2 days. So, throughout high school, I actually had this one friend that was kind of like a really good friend to me. I wouldn't, you know what, he was kind of like a best friend, I guess. His name was Trevor. Now, Trevor and I had 3 classes together. One of them was Miss Anderson's, the other was math class, and then the third one was history, I think. Regardless, history doesn't fucking matter. Well, it does, but not for this video. Stay in school, kids. You'll end up like me, a 45-year-old man snorting cocaine off the butthole of some stripper every day through a straw. Actually, no, it's not a bad life. Regardless, so just for a recap from the last video, during high school we had a split schedule. So one day we had 1, 2, 3, and then the next day we had 4, 5, and 6. Well, Miss Anderson's was second period, and then math class was fifth period. So we had like a day to kind of like reminisce on what just happened. And for those of you who are asking, wait, did Miss Anderson get suspended, or did she get fired or on probation? No, she had fucking tenure. So there's fifth period. Steve's walking to his classroom, dodging all the zombies. Okay, that's some bullshit. So fifth period, the next day, I meet up with Trevor because we kind of ate lunch together here and there. We had separate friend groups, but we kind of like intermingled with others' friend groups. It makes no fucking sense. Kinda, maybe. On with the video. So, we're in class, and Trevor and I sat together, but in this period, we actually sat in the way back, like all the way in the back against the fucking wall, okay? Which is the best place to be sitting, because you can pretend like you're paying attention, but in reality, you're just saying fuck education. Just kidding. I need to stop saying just kidding, because you guys should be able to take a fucking joke. I mean, that's kind of what this channel is based on. So there's Trevor and Steeb, alright? They're sitting together. They're in math. The teacher's talking. We're not paying attention. Trevor leans over and he whispers, "Hey, Steeb, I got the best idea ever. Let's make a comic about Miss Anderson." I got a little boner when he said that because I was just so happy because I was thinking the same shit. I was thinking, you know what? Someone should make a comic about Miss Anderson. Trevor just read my mind. Nice one. And so he whips out his paper. Well, not a paper, but like an entire notepad? We'll call it a notepad. He whips out his notepad and he starts drawing. Now, I had some artistic capabilities back in high school, but when I got out of high school, I was just kind of like, well, there's no money in drawing or art really until you're dead. Literally, no fucking famous person gets money until they're dead from art. But thankfully, I possessed another capability. I possessed the ability to write. And, well, everyone should be able to have the capability of writing. I just had the capability of writing funny shit back then. My stuff now is really stupid. It's lame. It fucking sucks. Gonna kill myself. And so we agreed that he would do the drawing and I would do the writing. And that's how this comic started. So this actually continued for a couple of days until about a week later when we had like, I think it was like 7 pages worth of comic material. And I was doing my writing, and I guess in this class period, our math teacher finally decided to look in the back of the room and look at little Steeb. Steeb wasn't paying attention. He wasn't even listening. Everything was going through one ear and out the other. He was so in tuned into the writing he was doing that he didn't know what was going on until the teacher got over, looked down, saw the paper, read the paper, and on it was the title, Anderson Angry, Anderson Smash. That wasn't a good day for Steeb. Nope. Now, Trevor and I didn't really actually think this through. We had our fucking names on the paper, alright? That wasn't very smart. And in the description, we even put why we were making this comic. Ah, damn, we were a bunch of fucking idiots back then. Needless to say, our math teacher read the paper, and he saw that Miss Anderson was part of it. And he looked down and asked us if it was the teacher, Miss Anderson, at the school. And we weren't about to lie because it was already so obvious about what we were doing. And so I was just like, yeah, it's about Miss Anderson. And he even asks us another question. Is it about the day where she smashed a table in half? Yeah, it's about that day. Now, we didn't know this at the time, but our math teacher and Miss Anderson were actually really close friends. And so, of course, he got a little upset. But I thought he was going to yell at us in the classroom. No, he actually had the most stern tone, though. It was quite frightening. And he just said, "You two need to go to the office." Now, imagine that, but with extreme disappointment. But of course, before we left the classroom, he asked if we could have the comic back. Well, obviously, we didn't get it back. So, me and Trevor leave the classroom. We have all our shit because it was close to the end of the period. And on the way to the office, Trevor looks at me. He just goes, "Bro, could you please just take this one? If I tell my mom that whatever is going to happen happens, she's going to fucking kill me." Being the good friend that I am, I said, "Yeah, sure, why not, man? I got this. Don't worry about it." And so, when we finally reached the principal's office, we wait. We had to wait until the teacher was done with the class because he still had the comic until he got to the principal's office. Now, we got called in one by one. We didn't really hatch a plan about what was going to happen. All I said was that I would take this one, that it was my idea to do the comic, that I was doing the drawing and the script writing. So we get called in one by one. Trevor gets called in first with the teacher and the principal. So I'm sitting out front trying to think of what he's saying so I can agree with it so the stories don't seem different. So Trevor comes out and then I get called in. So I go into the principal's office. Mind you, this is only second period. All right. There's still lunch, which is like 30 minutes. And so I'm in the principal's office during lunch. Well, after the principal told me what happened or what Trevor said, I agreed. I said, "Yeah, I did it. I came up with the idea. It was my fault." Needless to say, my mom got called into the office. Now, I wasn't really expecting this, but the principal read the comic to my mom and then had my mom look at the pictures. There was some pretty graphic shit in there. I'm not gonna lie. My mom looked at me as if there was something mentally wrong with me, which there was. And after she read the comic, she looked at the principal and goes, "So, what's going to happen?" Principal said, "Well, your son has to get suspended for a couple of days." And I'm just like, "Wait, a couple of days? Couple of days. All right. 2 days for a comic about a teacher that literally smashed a fucking desk in half. And I get suspended for writing a fucking comic about it." I think it goes without saying that my mom wasn't too pleased that I just got suspended for 2 days, but I was more pissed off that I get suspended for 2 days about writing a harmless comic about a teacher that literally snapped a fucking desk in half. But yeah, that was the logic of the school I went to, or lack of logic. But I think that's going to conclude the video for today. If you guys like this video, if you like the story, please leave a like, comment down below, subscribe to my channel for new content almost every day, and remember, keep swimming. I'll catch you turtles later.